Hey everyone, and welcome to this bite-sized PD Sidecar Extending Your Mac's Desktop. I'm really excited to tell you about this topic because it's something that I feel like really helped me as a teacher. I loved that this feature was built in, and so just excited to share about how to do that today. Just by way of introduction, my name is Emma Moss. I am a digital teaching and learning specialist in Canyon School District, and just really excited to share about ways you can integrate technology into your classroom. If you have questions after this or you're wondering more about Sidecar, that's my email address. I would love to connect with you and to collaborate. This is where we're headed today. So, we just did a brief welcome. We're going to look at our learning objective and success criteria, talk a little bit about what Sidecar is, and then we're actually going to connect it. So, my plan is to walk you through that actual connection, and then we'll shift gears a little bit and I'll show you a video of me connecting Sidecar. So, you'll see this frame switch, and then we'll come back and cover where to go for help, wrap up, and get feedback. So, that's where we're headed today. So here's our learning intention and success criteria. Today, you're learning to use Sidecar so that you can use it for a second screen to support student learning in your classroom. You'll know that you're successful when you can successfully connect your iPad to your Mac computer and to set up that Sidecar integration for yourself. Here are our professional learning norms, and I know we're online, but I really would encourage you to just take a moment. I'm going to pause for about 15 seconds to decide on which learning norm you're going to commit to today as you watch this, whether that's being committed or respectful, responsible, or safe. Take about 15 seconds. Wonderful. Thanks for taking a minute to do that and to think about what you're going to do today. I know for me, I am going to be committed. I'm going to be focused on sharing that knowledge about Sidecar and just excited to share with you. Here is as well our MTSS framework connection. We are doing high quality teaching and learning, and our practice is technology integration. We're learning how to integrate that Sidecar. And then this is DTL best practice. We're not just using tech for the sake of using tech, we're having a specific purpose of how we are integrating. All right, so let's get started on what actually Sidecar is. So, Sidecar is a built in feature into Mac through Apple products that you can use your iPad as a display that extends or mirrors your Mac desktop. Extending means that you can use it kind of like a second screen. You can drag across panels. And then mirroring means you can actually make it match. So, what a lot of this is used for in terms of practicality is that the iPad can be used as a control or a screen to control what's on your computer. So if you are displaying in your classroom, for example, you're using a website from your computer, but you don't want to sit there, you could set up your iPad as a Sidecar, and then you could use it as a controller and pull that up from your screen. And I'll show you how to do that today. Okay. So, in terms of a Sidecar, when I think of a Sidecar, it can do all these cool things. It's kind of like that part from Indiana Jones where you can see this is a GIF where you're driving with that Sidecar. There's still the main machine that's doing the driving, that's your computer. But it's connected to you and it's just along for the ride, whether you're using that as a second screen or whether you're using that as a mirrored desktop. So remember, your computer in this is going to be the main driver, but our Sidecar is just attaching to that computer. So let's get connected. A couple of key things when you're connecting. One, you must have the same Apple ID. So that's a must. You must have the same Apple ID. That means if you've signed into your computer with a school Apple ID, but you're trying to use like an iPad that you have already, has to be signed in with an Apple ID. Make sure when you're doing that you know that when you have that Apple ID and it's managed by the district, that you're using appropriate things connected to the Apple ID, including photos and syncing and different things like that. If you want to learn more information about an Apple ID, we have some great knowledge-based articles that can help explain that in a little bit more detail, but I'll point that out as we walk through the process. The second thing is that you're going to want to make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi network. So you have to do that so that that's how it transfers the information. So if you're on CSD Auth on your iPad, but you're on Canyon Air on your computer, you need to switch one so that it connects appropriately. You also need to have some appropriate updates. So you have to be upgraded to the latest version of macOS past Ventura. And so if you're wondering about that, reach out to your field tech and they'll be able to connect you. Okay. Wonderful. So this screen is now going to switch. You're going to see some instructions on your screen as I walk you through how to set that up. And then you're actually going to see some viewing of my computer. So know that the view is going to switch, but we're here. So let's get connected. Welcome to this second part where I'm going to show you how to set that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our Finder window and we're going to find the system settings. So I'm going to come down to Applications and I'm going to go find System Settings, open that up, and then here's my system settings. I can also go to the Apple in the top corner and just click System Settings. Either direction is fine to find this, but you're going to want to have this screen pop up. The next thing you're going to do is check to make sure that your Apple ID is the same. So there's my information. That's my email address that's hooked to my iCloud. And I'll show you how to check that on the iPad as well. And then you're going to search for Sidecar. So I'm going to search for Sidecar. There's what it comes up with. And then you're probably wondering, where do I click from here? We're going to come over to this little plus button right here and click this drop down. If you've never utilized or connected to Sidecar, you need to set it up this way. And you're going to come down and find your device. Remember, they have to be on the same Apple ID. So I'm going to click my iPad. And then what it's going to do is it's going to show me that I have it there. And when I click on it right now, so I clicked up here on my iPad, it says extended display. There's other options for me. I can use it as the main display. I can use it as a mirrored built-in display. But right now you can extend as your desktop. And I'm going to show you how you can do that as well as mirror for your screen. So that is how you set up Sidecar. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this is your iPad as an extended display. So I could take this, drag it over, and then it works as an extended display. So I can use that as a separate screen. But what you probably want to do also is mirror. So if you mirror your built-in display, you can see here now that whatever I do over here, it disconnected, hang on. We want to, again, mirror or extend built-in display. There we go, it is extended. So now I'm able to interact with my iPad like it was acting as my computer screen. I wanted to show you that because if you were presenting in a classroom, you could then use your computer screen here to act whatever you're doing here. So if you're opening a website or you're interacting with something and you need to be walking around the room, you can now do that. What I wanted to show you is that if you click up here, once you've connected your Sidecar through the settings, you can then go to screen mirroring. And you can see here that on my screen mirroring, it now gives me an option to connect to that, just like it would your Apple TV or any other item that you're connecting to. So like if you're in your classroom and you wanted to connect to the Apple TV, you would connect to the Apple TV and then mirror to your iPad, and you could have a seamless transition between all three devices. Hello and welcome back. I hope that walkthrough and including the different views was helpful for you. I wanted to add some more information about how you can get help in setting this process up for yourself. One, we have a knowledge-based article that can give you more information about how to do this, including a step-by-step walkthrough. Additionally, there is information from Apple about using your iPad as a second display with a Mac. Beyond that, you also have some incredible people that are here to help you. Any member of the digital teaching and learning team, myself, Camille Cole, Jonathan Stewart, Katie Gebhardt, or Chandra Martz. Beyond that, too, you also have a great instructional coach that would be happy to help support you. So please reach out to those around you. We would love to help you in this process. I just wanted to revisit our learning intention and success criteria. Today we learned about Sidecar so that you can use it as a second screen to support student learning in your classroom. You'll know that you're successful when you successfully were able to do that and set up that iPad. Hopefully walk through these steps that you've seen here. So I want you to take about 30 seconds and just think about what are your next steps. As a result of today's learning, you plan to what? What supports will you need to include, and what would you like to learn more about? So go ahead and pause this video and take about 30 seconds to do that. Wonderful. So I paused for about 10 seconds. So hopefully you had a chance to pause the video and think through those things. Maybe that result is that you're going to go try to set this up. I hope so. Maybe the supports you need is that you're going to reach out to your coach. And maybe there's things you'd like to learn more about and you're going to do some investigating online on your own. So thank you so much for connecting today. I would love your feedback. This is my feedback form, bit.ly/feedback for Emma. I'd love to hear what you think and how I can continue to help support you. So thanks for watching. Bye.